Hey guys, my name's Jamin. Thanks for visiting the channel. I'm working on an Asus X553M laptop today. I'm going to show you how to get into it safely, access your hard drive and your RAM. So first thing to do, guys, power down your computer, make sure it's off, unplug your charger. We're going to flip it over and take out your screws. So you can see 4 screws up here on top near the back of the computer. You can see 2 over here near the bottom right corner, 2 over here near the bottom left corner, and then these 2 near the bottom. So after you've gotten all those screws up, guys, you're going to take a small pry tool and you're going to go across the outside edge and you're going to pry apart the palm rest from the bottom case. But instead of going on the edge of the laptop, right on the edge, you're going to go at it more from the top. Instead of right at the edge there's no seam there. If you look where all the ports are, there's no seam. The seam is on top of the palm rest. So you're basically prying out the palm rest from inside the bottom case. You're going to go around and pry that out that way. After you get the palm rest up, you're going to open it kind of like a book, but you're not going to rip it off, because if you look here, as you open the palm rest from the bottom case to expose the inside of the computer, there's 2 ribbon cables here that you've got to take out. So these ribbon cables, guys, your keyboard ribbon cable here, the long one, and your touchpad ribbon cable, the small one, they connect to your motherboard here. And the way that you undo this, you have a white port on the motherboard in both instances. And then the ribbon cable with a blue end slides into it. And in order to secure that, you have a black clip that's on top of the ribbon cable that's connected to the white port. That black clip opens and shuts towards the ribbon cable, almost like a book cover. So what you're going to want to do is very gently take a small pry tool and slide it underneath that black clip and pop it open. Again, kind of like a book cover. Be very careful though, because these black clips, guys, are very breakable. If you break them, you probably won't be able to find a replacement, and then your ribbon cable will not be able to secure to the motherboard. So be very, very careful opening those up. I'm going to let you do that right now as you open the bottom case, take out those screws, pry this palm rest up and try to get those out. While you're doing that, I'll play a really quick pitch to my affiliate partner, a great place to get games, Humble Bundle. At Humble, guys, you can get the latest games at great prices. They also have great ways to save when you're buying. You can bundle your games together in a purchase instead of buying them one at a time. You can also join Humble Choice, which is a monthly subscription service that gets you free games every month. And you can also feel good about your purchases because Humble has donated a ton of money to charity. And every time you pay your Humble Choice membership, every time you use my link, charity gets more. So it's a great website, guys, great place to get games. Check it out with the link above. I'll also have the link below in my description. Okay, so after you've gotten that palm rest up and out of there, this is what you're looking at for the inside of your computer, and here's your battery. A good rule of thumb in any computer project, guys, remove the battery before touching anything else inside a computer. Just like powering it down and unplugging it, we want as little power running through the computer as possible so nothing gets damaged. So before accessing anything else, we'll take the battery out. You have to undo these screws that are on the outside of the battery, and then you have the battery plug right there. The way that you unplug the battery from the motherboard, there'll be a silver clip here toward the edge, and there'll be a white clip there more toward the battery. So it's a 2-part plug. You take that silver clip and you slide it up toward the top of the motherboard, up toward the hard drive. You slide it up very slightly, and that will release the white clip, which then just pops off straight up out of the computer. Okay, so after the battery is removed and the computer is safe to work on, this is your hard drive, guys. You got a screw here near the right bottom, a screw here on the right top, and a screw here on the left top. Unscrew those. It'll release the hard drive caddy. That's this metal piece that the hard drive is fastened into to keep it secure. After you unscrew all these screws, you'll be able to slide this whole hard drive caddy back. Just slide it right down away from this port right here, this black port. That's what the hard drive is plugged into. So unscrew these, slide this down, it'll unplug from the port, and then it'll come out. There are 2 screws on either side of the hard drive caddy that you would unscrew to get the hard drive out of the caddy. You would put the new hard drive into the caddy and then put it back in here. You'd set it down, plug it into the port, and then screw these 3 screws back in to secure it. To get at the RAM, guys, it's kind of a pain. It's on the other side of the motherboard. Horrible design. So you've actually got to take the whole motherboard up to get at that RAM. So you need to unplug everything and undo all the screws in the motherboard. So you're looking at right down here, this Wi-Fi card. This is also plugged into the other side of the computer. So if you rip up the motherboard, the Wi-Fi card is screwed down, it's going to damage that port. So unplug the antenna wire, just snap it straight up, and then you're going to unscrew that single screw holding the Wi-Fi card in. You're going to unplug this. This is your LCD cable. You're going to take this white little pull tab if you have it. If you don't have it, guys, there'll be a gold bar, a skinny gold bar that goes across this. Just put your pry tool under it, pop it up a little bit, push it out back, and then you can unplug that from the motherboard. There's a screw here next to this white triangle or arrow. Another one here. You'll usually see those white triangle or arrows pointed toward the screws. And then you got to unplug everything. You got to slide this DVD tray over to the left, get it unplugged from the motherboard. You want to unscrew this. There's a screw there too. It's under the fan wire. You're going to want to unplug the fan here. There'll be two little ribs on either side of the fan plug that you put your fingernails on or a small flat plastic pry tool and just wiggle it out one side at a time until you unplug that. Same goes for this plug there. And then you're going to unplug this ribbon cable from this port. This port here is a black port on the motherboard. The ribbon cable ends in this blue tab that slides into it, and there's a white clip right there that runs across the port. Now that white clip folds down to secure the ribbon cable in place, and it pops up almost like a book cover to release it. So you're going to put your pry tool in from this top direction here underneath that white clip, and then gently pop it up to release this. Once you've released all those things and you can flip this motherboard over, you'll see your RAM port. This is what your RAM port will look like. And there's two metal arms on either side of your RAM. One up here, one down here. You would gently pry those apart from each other. That will release the RAM. It should even pop up a little bit. And then you can slide it out toward the left-hand direction here, away from your port to unplug it. Okay guys, so that's the video. I hope it was helpful in getting into your computer and finding the component you were looking for. If you have any questions, check out the FAQs below in the description. I do try to keep those updated over time. If you do need to leave me a question, feel free. I try to answer those at least a couple times a day. Please remember to like and share if this video was helpful, if you think it could help someone else, and feel free to subscribe if you enjoy little quick tutorials like this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I look forward to seeing you on my next video.